Hi guys, I'm Chris. Doing this video because if everyone's aware that ChatGPT and large language models are thing that's happening right now. So pretty much after thinking about this, I was like, I wonder if there's an open source um, alternative to ChatGPT, and if so, what it is. Can I run it locally? So that's where I discovered H2O.ai and Hugging Face. So pretty much H2O Hugging Face is where you can get your models. H2O AI or H2O GPT is the software that builds in your models and you can interact with it. So let me get started and show you how exactly I went about setting up everything up. And then apart from running H2O GPT, the next step was, okay, how can we like get a custom Python program or an X interface to interact with this? And that's where Wave and H2O Wave came in. So let's get started. So the first thing I did was I decided to just go ahead and look up H2O GPT. So I went here and let's open up this thing right here. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my mouse. It just happened to uh, get a seizure or something. There we go. So I typed in H2O GPT on Google. I was gonna say YouTube just now. So I visited page. I typed in some questions there, and basically just displayed different types of models that they had running with the answer or solution to your question or problem that you asked. So I was like, fine, great. Let's see how I can get this set up, if there's going to be any difficulty or what steps do we need to do. So I went and I typed in H2 GPT GitHub. That's where we land on this H2 GPT GitHub page. Great work that these guys did. Even their documentation was clear and concise about what the requirements are, what steps you needed to take, and they had instructions for different platforms. In my case, I'm running Windows currently. So I installed a H2O GPT CUDA installer. Takes a bit to download depending on your internet speed. And there's also a manual instruction right here, where for those guys who want to get down and dirty and figure out how everything's coming together. Great. So once this was installed, there are two ways you can run it, either via the terminal, or you can just go ahead here and type in H2O GPT. It's gonna start up. It's gonna open up a web page for you. But in my case, because I am using Wave and H2O Wave to have another page, bring up another chat dialog, this could be whether I want to create a chatbot that specifically conforms to some other requirement, and I don't want people to see the H2O GPT interface. There's many reasons why you'd want to do this, not just the ones that I specified. So went ahead, went into terminal. Once you have the terminal opened up, if you use the installer, you would have to go into app data, local, program, and then H2O. Once you're in here, you want to run this command right here. And as you can see, dash dash base model called say a Falcon 7B V3. Once you don't have this base model installed, it's gonna download and install for you, and it's gonna take up some space on your hard drive. Just letting you know. Once that's done, then you hit return. Once you hit return, you'll get some logging, checkpoint, as well as a link. It's gonna display a 0007860 link, kind of like what we saw in the H2O GPT when we Googled it. So what you'd want to do now is Once this is loaded up, then you go to that specific local host address. And if you download it, it's gonna have it loaded up right there so you can use it right away. If you don't have it downloaded right away, it's either gonna download it here, or if you started it via the H2O GPT, you can download it via the UI. I'll show you how to do that right now. So I want to do is that then we're gonna go to localhost 7860. There you go. Our models are already loaded up. As well as we have a chat dialog, our document selection dialog, our document viewer, our chat history, expert. This is for changing up some stuff. And here we have our models. If we started up the H2O GPT via the icon that we searched just now, and we click our models, we'd have to click load and unload models to download it. And then right here, it should show like some timer and that says processing. It's downloading the model, of course. So this can work regardless of internet connection. So if you say, hi, how are you? And it's gonna do its thing, process, and you'll see some activity right here in the terminal. Great. So let's ask it, write me, I'm not sure why that's happening. Big on that. Mention. Yes, my computer seems to be under some load. Python. That's why it's doing keyboard stuff. So let's see what it does. Submit it. And this is what our model that we've loaded up here locally responds to. Great. We have Fibonacci function right here. And let's get more creative and ask it to write us a poem about Belize, since I'm from Belize. All right, let's see what it gives us. Submit this. See, we have a poem right here, and there's some activity happening here. So we have H2O GPT running locally. Great. Something here. I know when I stopped right here, but then I was like, what if we want to set up a chatbot? And after going through some more docs, links, and articles, that's where we're adding to next time while this is finishing up its point. This is where I went to wave, and it's doing this keyword thing again. Wave to what AI essentially gives you some information. It tells you what wave's for, the installation. Depending on what platform you're running, you will need to download the version of the star.gz file that which is your platform, of course. Done that, it's gonna give you a tar.gz file that you probably need to uncompress, and this will be the contents of it right here. And then you'll have this wave.exe. So what you're gonna do is that when you have this wave.exe, just go back here. There's different instructions on how to install it on various platforms and other stuff that might be useful here. But let's get back. So once we have this directory uncompressed, we're gonna run it, and you see a little dialog come up here, terminal dialog, and it shows us that the server is up and running. Okay, so we have our H2O GPT right here. Came back and it's still writing a very long poem. As you can see, it's kind of moving a bit slow, but it's doing its thing. And we can always go right here. We can stop it, redo, clear, save. And yeah, so this is the H2O GPT portion. We have that up, and we have our models loaded up. And as you can see, it's writing a very long poem. The other time I did wrote a very short poem, kind of flexing right now. So let's just stop it right now. Or let's give it a let's see what it's even repeating. Actually, yep, that's a very long poem. Let's just stop it right here. And let's get to our other part. So after doing some search, I was like, okay, fine. We have our H2O GPT running. We have our wave server running, and let's let's see what we can do. Yeah, let's see what we can do. So here we have an example chatbot application right here. And pretty much what we want to do is that this is just some code I got from an article or document. And it uses wave H2O.wave, radio client, and we just call wave run main. Once we do this, it's gonna run. It's gonna say starting running on 4000, loaded as API 7680, which is our H2O GPT. And while this is running, let's move this a bit down. So it's referencing 7860 as our API, which is this. If we go here and we put in localhost 10,101, this is our UI here from our application. And we can ask, how are you? Sorry, my keyboard is acting up. And as you can see, let's see what you can see our response being displayed right here on the terminal. Let's ask it if you can write us a Fibonacci function like we did in the H2O GPT. And our keyboard again. Sometimes it responds very slowly, but we'll see how it performs right now. And we should be good to go. It takes a bit to load. That's what I discovered running it locally. But as you can see, it returns it with Markdown, which is very good. So if we want to like use this Falcon 7B as our base model and then train it on our own data and instructions, that would be very awesome. It could be helpful for customer service, could be helpful for internal knowledge base or internal corporate usage. So that's very great. Let's ask it if it can write us a poem, but this time a short poem on mobility. Okay, let's see what it does. And there are different models that are trained on various sets of data for a specific domain that can be loaded up as well. There we go. See, conforms. There we go. A shorter poem, not like the other one that we had here. So pretty much we have our large language model. We have H2O AI. We have H2O Wave, which acts as a server between that and our application we wrote here. In this example, chatbot application. So with this, it's just a matter of fine tuning, loading up your own data to be a part of the model. And either have your AI assistant locally, or you can use it for your business or any other creative idea that you can come up with. This is Christian Silva, and just thank you very much for watching this if you manage to watch this far. But hey, this is how you get your own little AI chatbot running on your local system. Thank you.